tourist product is distinguished from other type of product and other type of service product also even. And what I mean here, product tourism, which is sold on travel market, is invisible, right? Because tour operators or any type of entrepreneurs who sell their product sell their product on paper, because they show the brochures or they place on web page their offer and describe it, and of course trying to describe in a very the marketing we know and tools of marketing, we always try to show in the best ways to attract tourists and to invite in such a manner. So risk is always exists because you don't know what will be on place when you travel, especially in countries which are not well known or are new discovery countries or new countries, including Georgia, because Georgia is a new destination for European or other type of tourists. We country started to receive tourists beginning of the 21st century. So first commercial tour offers were designed end of last like 90s. So and tourist product, when we see, for example, when we have any type of product, like I have in my hands a pencil, for example, now you can touch, you can weigh, see the weight, you can see the color, you can check whether it works or not. And any type like mobile, you can check on place, and you can store and use it in another time, and any type, anywhere, in any type of place. I can carry this pencil and use in another country, or night, or day, or etc. But tourist product, which is offer like in tour package or any type of offer like in guest house, when we reserve bed and room, we reserve for particular time and in particular place, and if we don't use it on time, it is expired, right? So and we cannot check it before, we cannot touch this product before, or smell, or whatever. So this is some virtual product which is sold virtually, and we trust providers. In this case, that is why these international travel fairs, like exhibitions, is still popular, because when business people meet each other personally, they somehow, it helps to build a trust. So business to business or business to consumer, it's these such kind of fairs always build like a relationship, so it's helpful. But still, this risk exists. What will be on place? But there are another risk also, because tourist product is sold a few days or some time before. For example, tour operators design their tour and sell in spring, during the winter and spring, and before tourist season starts. So, and we don't know what will be the situation, especially in countries where political situation is always not very stable, not always, but not very stable, and also recent situations like pandemic shows us there are some force majeure and some unexpected situations when there are some also risks, but it's not only concerns to domestic tourists but international tourists also. Yes, and during for international tourists is very high. So and capital requirements is huge during international travel, and so there are some aspects which should be considerable when we are working on domestic or international travel market. Here there is a recent like a figure which was presented by UNWTO, World Travel Organization, how the tourism went, like after pandemic and after COVID period, how it's recovered. And there is a positive results in Middle East countries, because even in 2023, end of last year, even it is the number of international tourists in Middle East countries is 22 times more, more than 22% than it was before pandemic, before pandemic. So, and other countries are also fast recovery, especially in Europe, also Americas. Africa is also has a rapid race, actually is growing. And here in Georgia, we have also positive. It's almost the same quantity it was in 2023. What we had before. And here I have question to the group participants. I still want to ask Nana to help me in technically in these things to gather your feedbacks about what do we think. What is the key driver behind the growth of the global, international, and also domestic tourism market? What are factors? What are main drivers which helps increase of the tourism, or what is the reason why the tourists are still increasing? Not still, but recently increasing. Interesting answers. Actually, all these comments are necessary to implement or to travel, yes, to feel safety also, and to minimize risks and etc. But I think we should if we group these keywords under some like subgroups, we will get the answer of key drivers. Okay, safety, marketing is a key driver. Do you think it's like a factor? Okay, it's a very, very important element. But let's keep this again, maybe for 10-15 seconds, and we can resume this like brainstorming, self-conscious, diversity, travel and discover. Okay, cheap flights. I don't see here technology, new technology, or infrastructure. Our country is not enough. Yes, motivation of, yeah, this is yeah, we can speak about it. What do we mean in our country is not enough? In like when we speak about the difference between traveler and explorer we have in our program today. Yes, if we group the key drivers and drivers who plays a big role in international and domestic tourism also, which in increasing the number of tourists, we should maybe start from increasing of disposable income, because the income, because this increase in income has led to more people being able to travel. Yes, because everybody wants to travel, but if you cannot afford yourself, you are not a real traveler, because you are not traveler, you are just potential customer, let's say, potential traveler. And the ability to spend more money on also domestic tourism, not only on in international, but domestic tourism also. It has led to increase in demand, and also in demand, and also it's improved the quality of service or product, because when you pay for a product, you expect quality service, quality tourism product, and this improved the quality of services, like such as hotel and restaurants and transportation service. while traveling, even including domestic travel. The technological advantage and innovation is another very important driver, because technology has massive influence on global, international and domestic tourism, and especially in international tourism, right? And well, sorry. Um, the industry is benefiting from the rise of online travel bookings, and also the growth of mobile applications, which enable travelers to book flights and accommodations with greater convenience. Because today, not only booking of flights, but using mobile applications, Google Map, for example, while traveling is, I think, without Google Map, nobody goes abroad, right? Because it helps you find places and also choose. And because the recent trends of international tourists is to make a choice spontaneously also, and just you Google and decide the day before where to go tomorrow, which places to visit, etc. Sometimes it depends also people. Some people already had plans day by day, but some of them, but anyone, all tourists use this technology. Also, growing middle class. Growing middle class, which also is also it's very important, because in many developing countries, more people are able to afford travel, leisure travel, resulting in an increased demand for tourism. So, and third or fourth, I don't know, it's emergence of new destinations. Because now people are looking for new destinations, new environment, new experiences. And if we look at advertisements, each country promote their places as a new, as a, some this new discovery, hidden trails, hidden places. So and also airplane, the development of airplanes connections, it gives possibility to discover new places, not very touristic, not very like classic tours, but some new discoveries. Also, growing number of millennials, generations of travelers is also creating a new market segment for tourism, because these travelers are more likely to engage in experiential travel, seeking new experiences. I mean, alternative type of tourism here, and especially creative and also other type of alternative tourism, like ecotourism. Um, they are more frequently traveled, and they are using these new technologies also more, and they develop like niche markets, new markets in like adventure travel. And culinary tourism is also very popular, and culinary tourism also includes elements of creative tourism also, because the way how such kind of product is presented and served and provided, it's an aesthetic environment itself. And these culinary classes, master classes also are part of each tours. I think whole world now is speaking about food and wine, and food and food and wine pairing. This is one thing why we are so much concerned on food nowadays. Maybe it's we can speak about it, because it's very interesting questions, and you may agree that people are more concerned on food today than they before we were before. Because it's proved by different television shows about culinary shows, and also the new habits, or like a culture in like a food processing and preparing. And we name the making dishes as a like a performing art. So we look at the thing from different way today. Okay, increasing digitalization actually includes this emergence of technology innovation, and here I want to make your attention also about recent trends of tourism market. A classic description of tourism market segmentation is divide tourism visitors or tourism market by demography some demography elements, or by purpose of visit, by budget, by duration, right? We have like long, short-term customers or long-term visitors. We have by demography, we have young adults or senior travelers, family travelers, group travelers. Also, we have by purpose, as we noted also, people who want to visit friends and relatives is one group, or leisure travelers and eco travelers, educational travelers, and etc. So there are many directions or ways how to segmentize the travel market. For example, I will shortly describe each group. For example, segmentation by purpose, and who are what is leisure travel in this time. Yes, this is like a travel when people spend actually travel for leisure, and it includes activities like sightseeing, like shopping, eating, and attending various events such as festivals, concerts. And it's became much popular today because people are looking for short breaks from stressful daily life to go abroad or in other region, and just relax. And another business travel, we know this is a travel purpose business to meet colleagues and conduct business negotiations. Visiting friends and relatives, we also already discussed, and it's still popular, and it always was popular because it's often undertaken to build and maintain relationships and strengthen families or personal ties. And it's conducted relatively in short distances and in limited time periods, such as weekends and holidays. And these such kind of tourism, like visiting friends and relatives, often is associated with cultural tourism also. Education is a type of travel that involves traveling for purpose of furthering one's education, such as enrolling in courses, researching specific topics, attending educational related seminars or conferences. It's mostly undertaken by students, teachers, professors, and often professionals who are looking for extended their knowledge and skills in their chosen fields. And we know that many people travel for conferences or some research for research. Okay. Medical tourism, we know, is a type of travel that involves traveling for the purpose of assessing medical treatments, procedures, and services. Okay. And by demography, actually, adults are considering the age of between 18 and 34. Yes. And they are the most young adults, actually, and they are most frequently travelers, mostly for adventure, culture, and things that would appeal to a young person, right? Such most in domestic tourism, this is popular for such young adults to attend festivals, open air festivals, visiting well-known landmarks, or taking part in such some cultural activities. But adults is a group of visitors from 35 until 54. It's a majority of travelers, especially in domestic tourists in many countries. They often are in employment, and they make their free time while traveling, and they mostly prefer comfortable hotels. Um, seniors are more than 54 or 5 age, and this is mostly couples, retired persons or semi-retired persons. Mostly they have financial means and time, and they prefer slow travel, and also they are more concerned on quality of service and food, local food and healthy food, and any type of groups, are they senior travelers or adults or young adults, all they are looking for memorable experiences on place. And families are mostly couples or maybe families with young children. They are looking for a rural and natural environment, and sometimes often they are looking for places that are around protected areas or forest areas to choose like trails and paths for short walks. And of course, here safety measures are very important, especially for families with young children, because small children, because sometimes because for example stairs, if the rural houses has stairs, it should be well preserved just for, and if a family has animal, and the group of people, they can be friends, a group of friends or colleagues. Often the service provider hosts the groups of for team building purpose, like corporate groups. Why this segmentation is so important? Why is so important when the business is planned? It doesn't matter we are talking about creative tourism or ecotourism or whatever, because when we plan the business, we should think which segment is more suitable for our facilities, or if we are inventing new business, which segments are important and what kind of facilities we should develop to have successful to be successful model. And in here one example, many example comes in my mind, because I during my practice working as a tour operator, all like complaints or opinions from tourist sites were coming to me, because I was mediator between service providers and tourists. And there was some like complaints from one hotel from tourists staying in one hotels in mountain regions. They were senior travelers, and they told me that next time don't reserve such hotels for us and for our company, because they were also sent by travel agency, and because it appeared that hotel had also the tourist small families with small children, and the children were screaming and playing on the in the garden, and they disturbed senior travelers. But in another way, family and parents were also not very happy to get the complaints from other tourists, because they said that we choose this hotel and the environment to spend our time, free time with children, and allow them to play, scream, and because they are sitting in house and in apartment the whole day, and we were waiting for this holiday. So both sides were right, but who were not right was the owner of the hotel, who did not consider the different segments of market has different opinions. And it should be, and it's very important to know to personalize such kind of groups and describe what kind of needs they have while visiting, and also including how they get the contacts also. For example, families use mobile applications, and they and adults and young adults also, but senior travelers maybe use a travel agency because they don't want to spend time on searching, and they can afford themselves to order this tour to the medium company like tour agency. The segmentation of market by budget is also important, because every product costs, yes, and it has net price, solid price, and then how much should be, because price is not only the how much the creation of products cost, but this is price is how it can be, how it's sold on market. Yes, demand is high, so price is high also. But if demand is high, price is rise very much, the demand goes back. This is like axiom in tourism marketing. But knowing the tourists, high-end tourists and mid-range travelers, or budget domestic or international tourism, or backpackers and flash packers, is important, because high-end tourism caters to luxury travelers who are looking for five-star or high quality, high standard resorts and experiences unlike any other. These travelers often want to be pampered and are willing to pay a premium to do so. Mid-range tourism is more affordable than high-end, but still provides experiences and amenities that many travelers find desirable. This type of tourist typically caters to those travelers looking for value while still having access to a wide range of exclusive amenities and services. And mostly they are offer luxurious experiences than budget-friendly ones. The tourism is designed to provide travelers with the lowest cost options while still offering comfortable stay. Common budget-friendly activities include camping also, and budget-oriented excursions. And the backpackers are travelers who are looking for explore a destination on a budget, with the goal of seeing and experiencing as much as possible. And popular activities are for backpackers are hiking and biking, rafting, and some activities, nature-based activities. Flash packers are travelers who are looking for a unique experiences without the thrills they could find in high-end vacations. They spend more the time than budget travelers, but don't quite fall into the luxury travel category. And they often apply for boutique hotels, food tours, and outdoor excursions. At segments insights by duration, short and mid and long term. Short term is like weekend travelers, and mid-term is from a week to long, and long term is sometimes, and long term especially after pandemic, people somehow decide to have a long travel, and some people consider that environmental factors, and they consider to have one long travel instead of traveling fast and use airplane and transportation, which brings pollution more. So this is also some like new approaches, or how to say, new way of traveling nowadays. And now we will speak about important, I think, very important topic. What is difference between traveler and tourist or explorer? Like, because we are using different terms describing tourists today. But I want to show this slide also here, using the data from Georgia, actually, how the end of 2022, how the tourists use a service of tour operators, which sell tour packages. So the survey showed that this survey is done by Georgian National Tourism Administration. So there is statistic tourists in figures, and I took these figures from there. That it appears that in 2022, 93% of tourists entered in Georgia, international visitors entered in Georgia without the tour packages, so they don't use tour operator service. Some less than 1% use Georgian tour operator package, but around 6% of tourists use foreign tour operator package. What does it mean? They bought the tours abroad in their home countries, but maybe not maybe, but mostly in many cases, the partner of overseas travel agencies, tour operators, are Georgian tour operators who know the product better, who create the product and sell to travel agency overseas. And these travel agencies gathering tourists, visitors from in their own country. Average length of visit in Georgia is 6 nights, which is not very long. But I can say that tourists using tour operator service mostly choose two countries in Caucasus, or 3 of them. Recently, due to the political situation in Armenia, some tourists are not traveling were not traveling in Armenia, and they choose the Georgia and Azerbaijan. But most of to check some programs like 3 Caucasus countries, the duration of stay in Georgia is longer than in Armenia and Azerbaijan. They choose Georgia because the border between Azerbaijan and Armenia is unfortunately still closed, and they arrive in, for example, in Armenia, then travel in Georgia, and then they end the trip to Azerbaijan. Anyway, the percent of travel or tour operators, tourists are less than individual tourists. What does it mean? It means that people are more individual travelers than before. Because why? Now I want to ask you. Maybe you we don't use Menti.com now, but I want to ask you why it appears, why the people are more individual now. What is some, like, how you could describe modern tourism nowadays? Tourists are traveling. You can use notes. We can use our chat and just put your words. Why the tourists are more individual travelers today? The young generation don't like to use like stereotypes, and also the already used very touristic trails, right? Yes, and online platform is used mostly now, and it makes possible to make individual travel, right? Yes, and young generation and the modern tourists can also use can avoid spending time, money for tour operators, because tour operators always take for their profit. technology makes easier. And here comes the key drivers of travel, right? Nadia, thank you. New experiences are looking, and it's not classic, and they're not looking for classic tour. They get more information. Angelica, thank you very much. They can search for information and plan. It's more easy to get to know about the place. And the young generation are budget travelers, okay, and offer plan ahead more spontaneously cheered. Young people are looking for experiences. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution and interesting. Tours are boring. Yes, I agree. Tours and touristic trails are boring. Thank you, Anna. And here I can maybe share my experience. Yes, no, no, but I agree. I also am not also very young, but I also prefer prefer to travel individually. Okay, and still looking for new experiences, of course. And yes, it's interesting. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay, thank you. And so now I will start that now tourists know better than before in what they are spending money. They know how the tourist package is constructed, prepared. So they don't want to spend more money than it costs, right? And also they want to be a part of planning. Also participation is not only during implementation of the tour, but also participation is in designing the tour. So it's something very intrinsic, or how to say intrigue, to discover yourself which airplane is more suitable or also cheap, and where is better to which airport is better to choose, how to get from this place to that place. So it's something also some experience which and you feel that you created your tour, and you are a main person to make only not only decision, but also to getting direction. And you may agree also today we are more individual than before. And because I remember when we started in Georgia to receiving the groups from different, mostly from Europe in the beginning, it was completed by one by profession, or the demography aspects, the same like age, or a group of architects or botanists, or and the whole group had the same question, interests. But now when you see the group, all participants are individual. We are more individual, and that is why. Let's take our families. I remember in early times, the son or daughter of architects had to be architect or doctor. Now each family member are different. You cannot even think that they are family members, because they are very different, and their habits and behavior and interests are absolutely different. And family members don't live together, but they can live in distance, because we are more dependent on now on our work and our like interests. And so it's very different. That is why the tourists, the group of tourists are not the same than it was before.